part of medieval accoutrement is the stuff you carry in your bag. And dicing was a big thing back in the Middle Ages and ancient times even. So my idea was like, we are already making square ones for people's pouches. Like, I think there might be a wider gaming thing here using polyhedrals for D&D and role-playing games and things like that.
Most of the bone dice on the market are chunks of bone that have been put into a resin.
Yeah, crammed into a cold cast resin instead of machined or faceted by hand. And really what they call bone dice is they're just putting crap in the same plastic dice that you buy from any other place and charging a premium price for it.
But one of the nice things about a dice set like this that's different from a plastic set of die that you're paying, $6 or $10 for, is that every single dice set you get is going to be one of a kind piece.
And that being natural tissue, they will absorb the oils in your hands and they will become organically like a part of you. Mm-hmm. Your DNA and your oils will be on those dice and will absorb into the bone, and the bone will gather more luster and more warmth as it ages. Some of the other Kickstarters and Indiegogo stuff I've seen, their biggest problem is somebody sits down in the garage and they come up with this beautiful product, and it took them 30, 40 minutes at best, and they turn around and they put it up there and it's sexy and it's beautiful, and they turn around and there's no scalability. And if you don't have scalability, you're basically just making a specialty product that you're going to disappoint your investors with. We're not going to have that problem. We could scale up to 1 million if we needed to.
The leather dice bag that we're pairing with the dice set is made by a Marine Corps veteran that lives in Roanoke, Virginia. He does the leather crafting to help with his PTSD. Both of us are vets. I was in the Air Force and
Army 9 years.
Yeah, and so military is very near and dear to us. A lot of the people that are involved with my company are prior service. Yeah, so we're going to do the bone mugs as well, and we're going to do the horn mugs, and so the horn mugs will be done at a much cheaper price than what you would get them at like at a con.
And this is not just a regular horn mug. It's got a base, it's got a plug, and it's got a wood plug on the inside, and they're all sealed up. And they can hold coffee, hot coffee. Most mugs can't hold hot stuff, and this has got a triple seal on it.
Right.
So it's not going to leak, and we'll guarantee it against that too. Being a vet, I think it's real important that we give back to the community.
Yellow Ribbon Program is a program that veterans or service members that are about to deploy, and then they go through their deployment and they come home. The Yellow Ribbon Program helps them prepare for their deployment mentally and physically, and then when they come home, they're there for like family assistance and stuff to help try to prevent or take care of some of the PTSD issues that veterans face when they're going through some of those things, and also like their spouses. And it's a really great organization. So we're going to try to give back some to that organization as well. And then Alex has a great
one of my favorite charities is we donate a water buffalo to a poor family. And that sounds crazy. You're
so cool.
you're giving them a water buffalo, but it actually increases their family. Instead of having to hand plant, they can increase their cultivation by a factor of 10, which is really the limiting factor. They can feed their kids the high protein water buffalo milk, which helps develop their brains. They can use the dry dung to heat their homes and also fertilize their fields. So it really takes a poor family in Indonesia and Southeast Asia and raises them into the middle class.
So the Kickstarter is launching on May 20th. That's our date that we're hoping to launch. It's going to come
or Indiegogo
or Indiegogo. It could be whichever one we end up going with. But we're looking at May 20th. It's going to coincide with a big Comic-Con event, a digital event for Wizard World. And then our anticipation is that the first 1,000 sets will be ready sometime shortly after the Kickstarter is finished.
We've already set up the production line.
Right. Everything, unlike other Kickstarters in the past where the product is 3 or 4 years down the road and it hasn't shipped yet, you're not going to have that with our Kickstarter. Because we have the ability to scale, we can deliver the product in a timely manner. Had the coronavirus situation not happened, we would have been able to ship them out right away. Hopefully that still happens.
Yeah, I actually believe in this enough that I mortgaged my house to set up the production. The money that we make from this product is going to get plowed back into the production of new and more and better products, so that we can make this an ongoing concern. So we're really looking towards the future.
We really want to bring a great product to market that hasn't been brought yet, and be given the chance to bring some really great things to the dice community in the future. and just, provide an overall great experience, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a product where you're going to actually be able to, do your role-playing game and actually have something that was actually a living thing in your hand, as something with a little bit of soul.
You can do the pre-orders on MistyMountainGaming.com, as well as the Kickstarter or Indiegogo, wherever we launch the platform. Either one is fine. So if you can't find it like on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, you can actually go direct to the website for MistyMountainGaming.com, and then you have a website for your custom orders
Yeah,
as well.
ValkyrieForge.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Wizard World virtual experiences as the crowd emojis wildly. Let me hear you. Let me see you. Let me see all those applause emojis, Teen Wolf emojis, thumbs up, hearts. Show us that you're here. Show us that you're listening. We have people watching from around the world. We are very excited to bring you some of the cast of Teen Wolf in just a few moments. A couple quick housekeeping things. My name is Mike G. I will be your host for today. I'm with Wizard World Virtual Experiences. You can find out more about these at wizardworldvirtual.com. That's right, wizardworldvirtual.com. We are bringing you these panels completely free and live to the safety and comfort of your home via Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. But there are some paid exclusive experiences you can participate in as well. After this free 40-minute panel where we'll be taking fan questions that have been submitted on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, definitely take advantage of our live one-on-one video chats. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to have some time in a Zoom room with these amazing cast members, by all 6 of them or 7 of them, whatever you can do, definitely take advantage of that. Those will be happening immediately following the panel, so make sure you purchase those throughout the next hour. In addition to those one-on-one video chats, we're also offering autographs and video recorded messages for those actors that are participating. Those will be on sale for the next few days, so definitely take a look at those as well. Treat yourself during these tough times, and we hope to have a blast with you all today in this free panel. Again, all of those experiences can be purchased at wizardworldvault.com. If you are looking for signed memorabilia and works of art from our amazing artists and vendors, check out the Wizard World Vault as our best attempt at an online convention floor. There is signed memorabilia, again, amazing works of art from artists and vendors, as I mentioned. There is a ton of cool autograph photos from the cast of Teen Wolf from past physical conventions, so check that out. Also, if you're looking for awesome things from past virtual experiences or past physical conventions, head to the wizardworldvault.com. Speaking of those amazing artists and vendors, one of our favorite vendors in the world is Misty Mountain Gaming. They had an awesome Indiegogo video that preceded this live panel. Definitely check them out. They are our vendor, they are our vendor of the day. Misty Mountain Gaming has cracked the code on a proprietary process to produce solid layered bone dice. They're introducing the first handmade solid layered bone dice available on the market using only cruelty-free and sustainably sourced materials. The natural tissue component of these dice means that your set is guaranteed to be one of a kind, gathering more luster and warmth as they age. Ooh, I like that phrase. They are perfect for any RPG, specifically, obviously, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Shadowrun, Savage World, math games, or anything else you can think of. So head on over and reserve yours. It helps support this amazing vendor and artist during these tough times where they don't have physical conventions. You can find out more about them in Indiegogo at igd.me/@/bone-dice. If you're on Twitch, you can also just scroll down. You'll see their ad right there. So definitely take advantage of those amazing once-in-a-lifetime bone dice for RPG games if you are able. That's enough out of me. That's enough housekeeping. I don't want to waste any more time in our limited, awesome time with this amazing cast. So let's bring them out right now, everybody. The cast of Teen Wolf. Let's hear it first for Hunter Allison Argent, also plays her ancestor, Marie-Jean Vallée. Let's hear it for Crystal Reed.
Hi.
Hey, Crystal. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
All right, next up is Mason Hewitt himself. Let's hear it for Kylan Rambo.
Hello, people.
What's up,
I broke
Kylan?
my finger, guys, but I'm okay.
We'll have to find out a little more about how'd you do that?
Camping.
Camping. All right.
I'm not a werewolf, so I don't have supernatural healing. So
well, we're glad you're okay, Kylan.
Yes.
Let's give it up next for Sheriff Noah Stalinsky, Lyndon Ashby.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Lyndon, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, next up is our favorite were coyote. We had a lot of werewolves. Let's bring out our favorite were coyote.
Hi. Hi.
I like it, Shelly. You jumped right in.
Excited.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
It is.
And last but not least for right now, and I'll let you know why, but let's give our due to Chimera, then turned werewolf, complicated, a human turned Chimera, turned werewolf, Hayden Romero. It's Victoria Morales.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Victoria. And we have Holland Roden as well, will be joining us. She is currently getting her phone fixed so that she can make it here. So she's going to Zoom bomb on purpose. We're not, we're just going to Zoom bomb us at some point in the panel. So that'll be exciting for us as well. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh my gosh, we are so excited. Congratulations on the show. 6 seasons, 100 episodes, a ton of Teen Choice Awards, one of the most popular sci-fi series on MTV, but really on TV of all time. So congratulations. We're so excited. I know it's been 3 years now, but fans continually watch and support. And there's like a whole new generation. Everybody's like now introducing it to their kids as they're growing up as well. So we're super excited to have you here. There are fans watching from around the world right now. I'm going to shout out some of the countries that I saw, obviously across the states, but then England, France, Portugal, Argentina, Scotland, Germany, England, Spain, Canada, the Czech Republic, Brazil is in the house. Those are all live people watching right now.
What's up, people?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Awesome.
And I just want to get to the first fan question. This is from a specific fan from Argentina who says she hearts you all. It's from A. Gus MNS. After 3 years since the end of Teen Wolf, the fandom is still alive, repeating the series, watching it over and over again. How do you all feel? I'd just love to hear a little bit about your reflections on the fans and the impact that this series has had specifically with fans all over the world. Like, what is that like? What is that experience like? Whoever wants to start.
I personally did not know what I was getting myself into. I joined the show season 3 and was very naive to the success. I just knew that the actors were great. You know, we live in Hollywood and they just had such a good reputation. So I was excited to be a part of it. And then the fandom thing happened. I didn't even have an Instagram yet. And they kind of forced me to do that. I mean, they can't force you, but I caved and my mind was blown. We're all really just feel so indebted to them, and they're so funny and like they're really fucking cool fans. Like they're talented, they're funny, they're smart, and I don't know, they make us feel great.
Yeah, there's something about the loyalty, I think, that always really just gets me in the gut. In moments where I feel like, I try to often think about the formula for the success of the show, and while I really fundamentally believe it's because it was based on real relationships, still it doesn't make sense to me, and I think that there's some magic behind that kind of makes it all, the experience all seem so phenomenal and surreal at times, and I'm so grateful for it. Like the loyalty just kills me. Thank you.
Awesome.
I don't know. I'm constantly amazed, and I'm constantly thankful, and I'm proud to be a part of this. And I love you guys. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I really got a taste of understanding like the impact that Teen Wolf can have on others when I started to do like conventions.
Yeah.
And I remember going to I think it was Amsterdam. It was my first one, and there was this girl that she was crying about like she came up and she was talking to me and she was crying, and I thought it was just because, you know, she was like really nervous or excited, but she was like telling me that the show saved her life. And she was like, she showed me like scars on her arm, and she was like, this is like, it helped me stop doing that. And I was like, oh my God. And then she's like, yeah, I met these friends who also love the show, and I was like, wow, I understand now that it created a community of like of just of love of with people who didn't feel like they fit in, and I think the show did that very naturally. So I don't really take any credit for that at all. I'm just kind of just a part of it, and I'm a grateful observer of all of this. So it's an honor to be a part of. But like, it's, yeah, that's when I really started to understand. I was like, wow, this is not just entertainment for some people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, your
You know,
characters affect their lives.
it's interesting that I always told Jeff, I said, I wish you could go to one of these conventions to see how what you wrote has gone out into the world in effect.
Has he not?
No, he's never
Well,
really.
that would be crazy for him to go.
Yeah, he needs to. He needs to really see what he's given the world.
Yeah.
He's
seriously.
another character for everyone.
know.
Everybody's
Yeah.
always asking
Yeah,
about Jeff.
seriously.
Yeah.
We do
Definitely.
owe it all to him. Sorry, I lost you guys for a minute. I figured it out. I can see it all again.
That's all right. Victoria, you came in obviously later in the episodes. What was it, season 5? I want to say.
Season 5, yeah, the beginning
Yeah.
of season
What was
5.
it like? Same question, but then also I'm always interested to hear what it's like coming into a series that already has this like buildup of fans. You know, was that intimidating? What what were the feelings like coming in at that point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't say that it wasn't intimidating. It's always, coming into a big family is like, not intimidating in a bad way, but just, excited, and everybody was so welcoming, and I really did see, like, obviously the magic that the show had then. And also when when I started going to a few conventions, just it's like camp. And I see the connection for these, these humans get to connect for like a weekend, and it's like camp for them. And I just thought that was so fun because you really see that the connection that the show brings for them. And that was like very, very special to me. I've really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get back to a place where we're all able to be in those type settings again and be with each other. But what's been amazing, I think, during this time, and it's something we've been learning, is that connections have never been stronger, almost. And I think you all do such a great job of interacting with fans on social media. And so I know, and that's why you get that love. So on behalf of the fans that are watching, I just want to say thank you for continuing to interact with the fans, especially during these tough times, and taking the time out of your day to doing this today really gives us a nice fun break to reflect back on the series. So we appreciate it. Some countries that I didn't shout out to, and now they're wanting to hear their love as well, that are also watching. Mexico, Italy, Holland. I'm sorry I missed you. Oh my gosh, what a worldwide phenomenon. That's insane. Let's keep it going. We talked a little bit about Crystal, you mentioned it sort of briefly in passing, but like the series is about the relationships, right? Obviously, we have these supernatural characters doing supernatural things, but at the end of the day, if there weren't strong characters and a strong cast of characters, we wouldn't ultimately care, right?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, what are some of the things that you brought to your character up front? Specifically, a lot of fans are wondering. Shout out to Emma Madison, Audrey Desbian, Hope Letters, who submitted this question, but then there were a lot of others as well. How do you relate to your character from this series? Is there a real life personality that you feel like that you have that's close to your character's personality? Or is it just a what? Or is it the complete opposite? You feel like your character is a completely different person? Any sort of character traits that you feel like you personally bring to your characters on the show? Always an interesting one. You can answer for other people. This is free game. We're gonna do
Dude, I have mine since I'll let everyone think of theirs. Because like for Mason, it was really, really amazing to see what it did to me as an actor and as a person. Because Mason is much more in tune with his emotions than I am as Kylan. And in order to play Mason authentically, I had to go to a place of extreme vulnerability, like the point where now, like, I say I love you to my friends when I didn't really say it that much, you know, like, so I think with Mason, like, it definitely revealed more of like a sensitive part of myself that I was like just more so free to just like be. But definitely I'm not as smart as him. I wish I was as smart as him. He knew like Schrodinger's. I had so much trouble like saying all the words he said. Like he one time he said like trans hermaphrodite. I can't even do it. It's about like a frog, and it's like a weird deformed frog. I don't know. And then he said like Schrodinger's cat. I just couldn't do that. It was he knew quantum physics. Yeah, like I'm not that smart, so I wish I was like that.
When I was trying to say anomaly,
yes,
what was I trying to say? That was it anomaly?
But like,
And
what were you saying?
I couldn't believe it.
Anomaly. You were messing it up to the point where,
and I was so we had to do it. We had to break for lunch and do it afterwards. That's how much I couldn't say it. I don't know why. It was So I mean, yeah, I also agree. I'm probably definitely not as smart as Hayden either. But mine's kind of along the same lines as yours, cause like I feel like I was intensely similar to Hayden because she has a really hard time being vulnerable and has this like tough exterior, and I feel like I related to her on that end, and so it was fun to grow with her and to be able to open up with her too.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think I brought my natural instinct to just say what's on my mind, as long as it's not hurting anyone. Obviously, Malia took it further than I would, but it definitely was easy for me to get into character for Malia because it's kind of how we all want to be. Like, just ask it how it is. Again, without hurting anyone. So yeah, that and like maybe, and like also like that's how I speak to my brothers. Like it was kind of this like I grew up with two brothers, and so there was like a tomboy part in me, so I got to dive into that. Maybe like a bit of physicality. I like to use my body a lot. I speak with my body, so maybe those are the things that similar to Malia.
I found Allison to be so much more interesting and braver than I was at that point in my life when I played her. But I think that taught me a lot. I don't always play characters that I like or love, but I did really like and love her. And I think she brought more to me, as silly as this sounds, it's ridiculous, but I gained more from her, I think, than I gave her in a way. I know it's symbiotic, but I really feel like I took so much from the way she behaved and treated people that I will keep with me.
Very cool.
I think Stilinski and I were pretty close. You know, I don't think it was a big stretch. It was, it was funny because the boys were the same age as our oldest daughter. So it was just kind of like rolling straight into it, you know. I kind of knew who I was dealing with. And it was easy. It was fun. And it was, I don't know. I mean, he definitely, well, no, I think it's pretty close.
Yeah. Well, we love the Stilinski. No just hate for the Stilinskis at all, especially the sheriff, one of the fave characters that kind of stays the line the whole way. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you need those characters to be the juxtaposition, right, to all the other characters that are going through different emotions and different changes. And that's why that characters like that are so important. I feel like to the series, we get to see his reaction, you know what I mean, to everything that's going on, both with his sons, but then his sons' friends and things like that.
Yep.
You kind of all answered this a little bit already, but I just wonder if there's, and so we can reflect on a little bit more and then move on. But a similar question from Josh Dima and Spetty Pie 98 is the question of, did the experience, and a lot of you started young on the series, did the experience of acting in Teen Wolf change you as a person? Very specifically, teach you any important life lessons, the most important thing you learned while on set. And I know we talked a little bit about how the characters change you, but I wonder if there's any memories or memorable moments that you feel like you've carried with you since the 3 years that it's been over.
I mean, it was my first series regular, and I thank God I learned so much about how to actually just be on set and exist as an actor and fucking hit my mark. Sorry. Like, you know, like learn the crew's names and be kind and bring flowers for your makeup artist. And, you know, like so many things I feel like you can't really learn from an acting class. You just have to learn while you're doing it. I learned from Teen Wolf, like actually everything I learned from Teen Wolf is pretty cool. And I made so many ridiculous mistakes and fell on my face so many times. And yeah, it was like actors boot camp for me.
Nice.
I feel like it was such a safe set to do that too.
Yeah, totally.
To grow and just be better. And Tyler really set, in my experience, I think all of ours really, we were just talking about this the other day, but he really set a tone. Like he really cared about the show and he really cared about the people on it. And he was, I mean, I'd say 99.9% of the time, just like running circles around you with excitement. And it just set the tone. And so we all knew that we were protected. Our number one is so excited here. And so it made us even more excited. And it made us a safe space for us to play and fall on our face, discover things, and laugh, so much laughing, but still be really professional, you know, get through the day. It was such a safe space. And that's for me is something that I'm forever grateful for. And that starts at the top. I believe that starts with Jeff.
Shelley, do you have a favorite laughing moment or that one that stands out as just being completely ridiculous or the most ridiculous?
You were talking about Lyndon's reactions or Stilinski's reactions a minute ago. I immediately thought of anytime he had to discover Malia and Styles in the bedroom with caves or whatever, asking me what I want for dinner, and I say dear, and Lyndon wasn't expecting me to say the way that I was saying it, so he would crack, then I would crack, Dylan. I don't know. There was a lot of my favorite moments are when we can't get through the scene, which is obviously very unprofessional, but you're allowed once in a blue. And there was many of those with everyone here and more.
Very cool.
Yep. God, yeah.
Yeah, your reaction, Lyndon. Pretty great.
Well, you. All of you guys. What did I learn? I learned so much. I don't know, everything maybe. And shit, I don't know what I learned. I learned something.
Maybe you taught more than you learned.
Oh, maybe. There you go. There you go, Shelley. There you go, Shelley. Yeah. The other side of it. Well, it is interesting. Obviously, the series is very based around family, right? Both like the actual human families, but then the supernatural wolf pack type thing. So yeah, I mean, a lot of these folks definitely looked up to you and the other amazing parents, right, that were played on set. So they learned a lot from you, Lyndon. That's cool. Other folks, memorable.
There were a few times, especially in the beginning, where I was like, "Don't do that." Do it, but don't ever let anyone know you did it.
Nice.
Yeah. I'd hear those guys talk. I'd be like,
"Hi guys."
Oh my gosh, everybody! Wait, we have to say the fans want us. They've been wanting us to say Nino, and then we think that Holland would come.
In here? Hi guys. Can
We
you
can hear you. But turn on your video.
See you.
Can you see me?
No. Holland,
You look
tap
like
your phone.
No man.
Holland, tap your phone.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm driving right now, so there's a cop. 1 second.
Don't get off your phone.
This is
Take
the
your
best
time.
Holland entrance ever.
It is. It really is.
You can you can come back. You can come back.
You can
Pull over.
Pull over.
Oh
yes.
yeah,
There
everybody.
she is.
Holland Roden, everybody.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
Holland, are you in your band?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You're not driving because your background's staying the same, so you're safe.
No, I see it. I see
Yeah.
it. He's on the
I'm
freeway.
not driving on the freeway right now next to big rigs that are
Oh
passing
my
me.
god! Don't
Oh.
Oh, what was I
don't
seeing
turn
then?
your
What are
car.
you in?
Oh,
It's a long story. So yeah, no, I had to go out of town and I had to it's a long story. It's a real Haggard Harlem story, but I'm here.
Holland, I'll
I
catch you up.
always-
You ready for a rapid fire? Holland, you ready for a rapid fire question to catch you up?
Yes.
All right. Shout out to the fans that made the show possible. How do you feel about the fans?
Well, they made the show, so they are Team Wolf.
They are Team Wolf. They are Team Wolf. I agree.
Well said.
What is a character trait that you have that you think you bring to your character of Malia? I mean, sorry,
I
not
would
Malia.
say
Not Malia. Lydia.
Probably
Lydia.
taking on too much than I can handle. Like would be a good example right now.
Lydia, of course.
Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah.
what was the other one? Oh, yeah. Something that you learned as an actor from Teen Wolf that you continue to use today.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
What was the question?
Something that you learned on set that you continue to use today as an actor.
Oh gosh.
I know.
So many lessons from Teen Wolf. I mean, it was a really, I guess we kind of knew it was a tough shoot, but I didn't really know. And so for me, it was just really being a really prepared actor on every other set I've been on. We're like, we don't get tired because of what we went through on Teen Wolf, but like, we're just like really tough actors, I think, in comparison, potentially.
It was a hard show.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy breezy show. I mean, it was fun and amazing, but it was like tough.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Well,
it was definitely more of a demanding shoot.
That's a good segue. And thank you for being here, Holland. We love
This is my first convention driving across Texas. Yep.
Gangster entrance.
Yeah, really good.
Well, I tried to stop at like 3 different truck stops, and I only have signal while I'm driving. Whenever I stop, it then goes back to no service. So this is now why I'm doing this.
It's good.
Yeah, we got you
Look
here.
how pretty those clouds are, guys. Those are pretty.
That's scary.
Camera moves like that, and I'm like,
Oh my gosh! Yeah, every time that the phone like just
All the
switches
bugs.
Don't
by,
flip the phone like that.
I
That's
don't
really
know.
scary.
It's so
I
pretty.
don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm driving a bit of a bigger car right now, and I'm literally at the same like height as all the truck drivers. So if we pass a truck, I'll have to show you.
You got to do the you got to make him do the honk. All
Can
right,
I see?
Yeah.
Holland,
have
drive
that?
safe. Holland, drive safe. We'll wrap
Yeah.
it there. We'll talk and we'll bring you
I'm
in.
here though. I can hear you.
Yeah, no,
I can
it's
hear you on the
great.
pod.
Thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here. It's so awesome. Where are you driving? Where did you say you were driving again?
I'm driving. I had to go to San Antonio this morning, which is only like a 4-hour drive. Don't worry, I'm socially distancing and socially distancing in my car on the way back to Dallas right now.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here. We mentioned at the beginning.
That guy's
we've
going
got
too fast.
hundreds of fans watching from around the world, Europe, South America, Australia, Canada. So they're super excited for you to be here. So we appreciate it. Look, Holland, you brought up a great point though, and it's a great segue about the show being super difficult, right? There's a lot of intense supernatural stuff and stunts, but then also emotional character moments that you all grew up with. And this is a question from a bunch of fans: Emma Madison, Maggie Snyder, Caitlin, Daniel Maz, 11, Aurora Tralice, Ali Diane. Sorry if I missed anybody, but they're wondering hardest scene for your character, or most difficult scene for you all, or even the most fun. I mean, there's some people ask what's your most fun scene, what's your most difficult scene, but I'd love to hear sort of if there's one that sticks out for everybody as a particularly difficult scene or difficult character arc that you all had to go through. Hard-hitting questions today, y'all. Hard-hitting questions.
Is this
I
from
think I've said
me?
this. Oh,
Go ahead, Bridget.
I think I've said this before, but the most physically exhausting one that scene that we did was when we were running from. Wait, was it in season 5 or 6? I can't remember, but maybe it's the Ghost Riders. We're running in the forest, and I've never done a running scene before, so the cart is in front of you and you're running, so they're filming you while you're running. You have to run faster than the cart is going. So I run.
I'm physical, but I could not keep up with Dylan. And like I was trying we did it like 3 times over and my legs like were gonna give out. I was like, I'm gonna throw up now. But it was so much fun, and it was just a fun like physical scene that stood out to me.
Cool.
Yo, I had this one scene that I had no idea it was gonna be a challenge, because when I read the script, it should not be a challenge. All it was we were walking, and it was a slow motion walk. But like, I didn't know, like, okay, you have to walk normal, and then they slow it down. But like, I knew that they were gonna slow it down, so I was walking kind of slow, like I was doing like a slow motion walk. Like I never was so self-conscious of walking. Like it was the most awkward scene I've ever done, and I was just like, I actually want this to be over, so let me just like walk. Like let me just walk normal. Like
it didn't help
hard,
that
man.
we were in a
Do you remember
row.
that?
We were all in a row.
We were in a
a
row.
line, so it's like this weird thing.
I didn't
of
know
you
how to
walking
walk.
like in a line, and you're like, what? It's not.
Dude, I did not know how to. When they said action, I was just like, oh Jesus, like okay, all right, and then just walk. And it was just so awkward.
I like that Victoria was like running through the forest from Ghost Riders, and kind of was like walking. The walking.
My walking thing.
Yeah.
The slow motion walking.
It's
slow
hard.
motion walking. Sorry,
I
Chris.
have the
Like,
most
I was
fun
thinking
as
of
well when
Reservoir
I'm
Dogs.
doing stunts. I feel like stunts are the best. This is
Yeah.
I have this little video that I brought up of when I wait, hold on. Can you see this?
We can
Yeah.
kind of see it, yeah.
So this is the stunt that I'm running through. This is actually Griffith Park. We filmed this in Griffith Park. That's
sick.
not real snow, but I'll play the video. It's really fun.
Cool.
Wait, hold on. I gotta replay it. Hold.
This is 2020 tech, everybody. Yeah.
It's only 8 seconds. Hold on.
We have somebody via car. Okay, nice.
Oh, that's fun.
Slide.
Not many, it's like an adult slip and slide, but those are like, I always had so much fun doing stunts because you get to like, it's really serious, and then all of a sudden the end is the most fun payoff where you can jump into like something crazy, or someone catches you, or I don't know. And also your adrenaline's rushing, and if you're doing it on a night shoot, you don't realize it's 5 a.m. because you have to be so excited. Those are my favorite.
But I remember the first time that you were learning stuff, Krista, when you were learning the knives, how quickly you picked it up. I was so impressed with how quickly you picked it up and how good you were.
Thank you.
You were really good.
Crystal, what about archery too? Yeah, did you know much about archery beforehand? Because you look great.
Yeah, my dad is Native American, and so he would get a deer every year for just, that's what we'd eat.
Oh.
And I don't eat meat now, but we were
Deer.
I hunted with him. Yeah, I hunted with him all the time, and he hunted with bow and arrows. So I think I'm okay, pretty good. Don't advocate that now, but you know, it's part of my past.
Other tough scenes, memorable stunts.
You know, I've got 2. One is on camera, and that is anytime Aaliyah had to like fight against the chains when they chain her up like a prisoner. I mean, how rude. But
you like that?
No, it was really tough, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was pretty strong, and just having to cry and scream and howl and physically fight against the chains for 3 hours was surprisingly very difficult, but we got through. And then the other one would be like more behind the scenes, when we all got stoned, not marijuana, but the physical thing. Who got stoned? Was it just me in this group?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Feel lucky.
Yeah.
They told me they're gonna do it, and then like they'll call me to set, and then they could immediately take it off. Well, that's never what happened. So I expected that it would take longer than what was suggested, but it was a solid 8 hours of me sitting in my trailer like this. I could not move. I could not move. And then at the end I said fuck it, and I filmed like a dance video outside wearing it somewhere on my Instagram. But it was
that's that day.
very, very difficult to just sit like that for that many hours.
It's like,
were you in like a suit?
No.
You know, in old Hollywood, they would have the ladies in the big corsets and the dress, and they couldn't sit, so they had to have leaning boards on set.
Right. That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
I was the only
You know,
one.
Sally,
But
after nights like that, though, the only good thing that happens is the sleep that comes when you're. It's like nothing compares to that kind of exhaustion. You sleep like a baby.
Oh,
yeah, so I think at this point I finally decided I can move around. But for the first whatever hours, I was like, and then I say I'm a stone slut. But before I got to that what's it called, courage, I just sat like this for so many hours. I'm that person that like really follows rules, and they were like, don't move, and then I did it. But anyway.
Well, Holland, thank you for pulling over. I think it makes us all feel
No,
a
I
little
did it. We're in traffic.
You just found your light.
Oh my
We're
god.
making history here.
When I pull over, I lose signal, and I've tried it like 5 times. So I was like, screw it, I guess. Right. And then I hit traffic. So it's perfect. I would say, oh look, guys, it's like almost the same height. It's so cool. Okay. So yeah, I would say I don't know. I've said like a lot of different things in the past. So I guess I'll touch on something like I didn't know would be so difficult. When you watch something, you don't get enough credit as the actor from the audience member. When props act up, when like something's supposed to like ding at a certain time, and a lot of Lydia's scenes were by myself, and so some of those props, like the record room and in the house, like that pink kind of room, the beige pink kind of room, I would say like, yeah, for me it was props. Like if I'm supposed to like put my back, even like as simple as like a backpack in a locker, the locker wouldn't open right, or something like that. Like overall, I would say like sometimes the most difficult part in a scene is like just stuff that is being built on, you know, the seat of our pants, and they're building like incredible sets, and between the set designer and the props, sometimes things just like don't work properly, but because they have got a million things to do in the scene. And so yeah, when props don't work, I have seen from Teen Wolf and other jobs, it is the worst. When props don't work.
Right. When
It's
you
really
have to
hard.
like props together and stuff.
Yeah, you kind of know, so like your gun and stuff. Lindsay,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
Yeah.
My first day, my first scene ever, I had to, it's like when I'm at the locker and I'm at the locker and I could not figure it out. And so I held it, and I felt so bad because it was like my first day, and I was like, oh God, you know, and I'm just like, I can't freaking I've never done a locker friendly, like
there's nothing, it like really makes you feel really dumb, and like it's not supposed to, obviously, because it's not our fault, but you really think it's like, you really think it's your fault when it's happening. Exactly. Especially like you said, you're starting a new job or something. Yeah.
I just remember, I think one of my only like memories with Crystal, because you were leaving when I came in, and my first day I was naked in the woods laying on the ground, and I have really sensitive skin, and I came into the makeup trailer to just wipe off, and I'm just playing it cool. I'm like, no, I'm good. I just came to get some wipes or whatever. Everyone's like, okay, you have like poison oak or something, and you were so sweet. You were like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah, but it's not easy laying in leaves when you have sensitive skin, but
No.
I also didn't do the movie The Revenant, so I'd say I'm pretty lucky.
Right. I don't know. The hardest scene for me was, I don't know. It was one night in the police station, and it was not a difficult scene, but we couldn't get through it without a noise of some sort. It's like, you know, we filmed next to an airport and a train track, and then somebody talking, but it was like, it was honest to God, like the sound on it, and it was like 22 takes, and we couldn't get through it. Yeah.
I remember those takes.
So fun. Thank you so much for those awesome memories. Shout out to a bunch of the fans. They all had a very similar question, specifically Bonnie Toit and Mackenzie Rose who are watching. What's your favorite memory from set? So obviously we're getting a lot of them, different ones. But my favorite part of the series, and we've all kind of touched on a little bit, not only, first of all, shout out to Jeff, the showrunners, all the behind the scenes people that we kind of like mentioned, you know, there's the prop masters, the set designers, they really bring the show together, you know what I mean, from behind the scenes. And
Special effects.
Yeah, special effects, my gosh. The stunt coordinate, directors and choreographers. Whoa. Whoa, there we go. Nice. Is that you know, people always ask if you stole anything from.
Yeah, it's this, and it acts like a retainer, so my teeth will never move.
Mm.
So it's kind
Handy.
of like it's like 2 in 1.
Do you grind at night and that's what you wear
Yeah.
next to your levers?
Did you clean those, Shelly?
I mean, if it's just going in my mouth, do you have to?
Nope.
I'm just
No.
kidding.
I don't think
I
so.
cleaned them from the last time I wore them. No, but special effects. Shout out to Eric Porn. I posted about this on Instagram, and he messaged me like, "That looks so fun!" And
Yeah.
he does special effects, makeup, along with Chris and so many other amazing people. They really made us look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyone else have anything random nearby that you've taken from from the show?
I have mine, but I think over time, like the middle, I could put them in, but the middle of them split. But I still have them because I don't know why. I think my teeth shifted because I was like,
Yeah, you're supposed to wear them every night, so they don't shift.
So
Oh yeah, like a retainer. Yeah.
you know, here comes midnight. I'll put them on. But,
Oh, the nameplate.
Aw.
Very cool.
That's a cool one.
Really cool.
And you don't have to put that in your mouth. It can just stay on your desk. And
Right. And I think I have the somewhere in the house. I have there was a random thing in the office of the Beacon Hills fishing tournament and all the people who had won, and I had won it. My name was on there a couple times.
That's
So I
fun.
have plaque.
oh, cool.
we talked a lot. We talked a little bit about the show being about relationships, right? And not only teenagers growing up and having their relationships, but also familiar relationships. Obviously, as fans of the show, that is what we live for: is who's gonna be with who's gonna, switch over to someone else. It's a huge part of the show, but it's part of the fun of it all, and they're real things. And so, you don't have to pick your own characters, but Carlos, Fraud, G, watching on Twitch, plus a ton of other fans are just curious. What are your favorite ships from the show? Yourselves, your characters, or just other folks in general?
Okay, first of all, I had no idea for about a year what the hell a ship was.
I didn't either. Don't worry.
I
me
ship
neither.
this, I ship that, and I'm like,
What?
I would say Steric was probably the one I thought was just so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
They really had fun with that on and off screen, as well as the fandom as well. So I feel like everyone was sort of in on that joke, and that was fun.
yeah, I don't know if they had all that much fun with it.
We had fun watching
They
it.
did.
I
They
like,
certainly played into it at some point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they
really
did.
were,
They-
but
They did.
I see
I
some
like
love for
Hayden and
Sticker.
Liam.
Mm.
You guys were so
Somebody
cute.
put Theo and Liam together, and I
that's
forgot
what
what
I
it
was
was
gonna
called.
say.
Were you
I was
gonna
gonna
say
say
that?
Theo
Yeah.
and Liam. They're the best.
Yeah, that was.
They are the best
I
together.
forgot what the. No, they're the best.
They're
I also
the
like the
best
idea of a
ever.
threesome between Malia, Styles, and Scott, since
Yeah.
she went both.
You do.
That'd be crazy.
Lydia's invited. Allison's
Lydia's
invited.
invited.
Whatever.
That's not a threesome, Shelly. That's an
All
orgy.
right, I made it
I
made it a very open relationship.
Yeah.
That's a great point for the show, though. It handles non-traditional relationships so well without calling them out or making them feel like they're weird or different. Like
Token,
it's
yeah.
all accepted. You know what I mean? And that's another, I think, such a beautiful part about this series and specifically.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it that it was not like tonight, a very special episode of Teen Wolf. It was like these are young people doing what young people do, and they're we just never made a big deal about it. It was just a normal, natural thing, and that was what was so great about it. Because guess what? That's what it is.
Yep. So smart. And again, adds value to the show. It makes us believe it more because that's what, like you said, that's what real life is. Whether not everyone wants to accept that or not, that's what it is. And that's why we've got the fans out there that loved it. And life changed, changed people. Yeah. Sorry, Linda, I cut you off. What'd you say?
Nah, nothing. Can't control what people accept. So you just.
Yeah, a woman can be the big spoon in a female-male relationship.
True.
Exactly.
True.
Can be whatever we want, or we could have a giant orgy of banshees and werewolves and anything.
It's called Teen Wolf.
Workers.
Yeah. Get the. Let's talk about some of these supernatural characters. I think it was Linda. You're trying to hear what Shelly said.
Yeah. What do you think?
The berserkers, they're invited
Oh.
too.
Oh, I thought you said truck. I'm like, what?
Truckers. Berserker truckers.
Holland has that for us right now.
I
Yeah.
do.
Wait,
I'm
can you?
behind
I
you
want
right
to see
now.
what's behind you, Holland. Can you show us? Can you pan?
Oh, it's just like panels.
What are you doing?
Are you shipping? Are you transporting things?
Too long to go into right now.
Let's go.
Yep,
We've got
right.
limited time left. I don't mean to cut everybody off. We got limited time left. I want to get to a couple more fun fan questions. Just a
Okay.
quick shout out to all the fans watching. We know we've barely scratched the surface. We hope to do this again with even more cast members. We know there's a big reunion coming up as well that I know we're all excited for. So thank you to the fans that are watching. Do know that if you have more specific questions for individual actors, you can purchase those one-on-one video chats if you are able. We know times are tough, but if you can treat yourself, definitely take advantage of those. Also, shout out to Missy Mountain Gaming who sponsored today's. Kylan, you're a
Yes.
gamer, yes?
I am, dude. Okay, so when I was at the convention, I stumbled upon an amazing vendor that he was been talking about, Missy Mountain Gaming. And look, okay, I have this thing. It has like, I love video games, and I had no idea this was like a video game company. But this is like my most complimented item that I bring, and it's the coolest backpack ever.
Beautiful.
It makes me feel like an
Wow.
adventurer. Yeah, like
That's,
it's
that's
amazing.
a gaming backpack?
He has backpacks. He has
What's
dice,
it? What's
RPG
this
journals.
backpack?
It's made of like real leather, and it smells nice. And there's like
Mhm.
pockets for. Oh, you can't see. But, hold on.
We're getting
There's
some
like
good inside look.
Pockets for
Uh,
like little
Yeah.
comic things, and no, it's awesome. So
Inside look to your
Cool.
I'm gonna
backpack.
make a post, so where you can find like some of these things, and like he said,
Yeah.
treat yourself if you can. I definitely did, and
That's
yeah,
great.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We're so excited to get back to physical conventions, and the big thing that is being lost right now are vendors and artists. So whatever you can do, go to people's Indiegogos, their Instagram page. Like if you can, buy art, buy these awesome artists and crafts if you can. Shout out to all of the vendors, and we show you much love. We hope to get back soon. We
Oh,
hope to
wait.
more and
Are
more.
you kidding me? It's this guy in traffic. That's what this whole thing was about. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oh, geez.
That wasn't a reaction to
Wait,
artists and vendors. That was a reaction to the guy in traffic. I want to end the call just so Holland is safe. No. Let's do a quick, two quick final questions. One of my favorite things about the series, we talked about not only the equality, but also the different amount of cultures that they dive into in terms of the supernatural characters. It's not, you get your traditional werewolves and such, but Norse mythology, French mythology, Native American mythology with these characters. And so a question that a bunch of fans have been asking, and let me make sure I shout out to the right fan here. Where are they? Is what super, I'll get them in a sec. I'll shout them out in a sec, but here we go. Agus MNS and Tumi Falode. Those are all handles. If you had to choose to be a supernatural character in real life from the show or just from the world, which would you pick? Everyone guess.
Sorcerer. I'd be a sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Nice.
Sorcerer is my favorite thing ever. Doctor Strange is the most awesome sorcerer alive. And that's what I would, that's what I would do from not from the show, if it was just like a mythical person.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. You can pick whatever you want, y'all. Any supernatural character.
Be an alchemist.
You for me?
What?
What?
Sorry,
What was that?
I said I'd be an alchemist.
Oh,
It's
cool.
me.
That's pretty
I feel like I've answered this question so many times, and I always say the same thing. And I just reread the book, and I think that'd be great. Sort of like a sorcerer.
Yeah, they have similar properties.
Oh, yeah, alchemy is awesome.
I like
Can you name a few that I can choose from?
I can name a few. You can pick some. You can pick from the show. So you can pick Banshee, Werewolf, Were-Coyote, Kitsu. I always pronounce these things wrong. Kanima. Yesterday, just to give you also. Just to know that it's open-ended on Vampire Diaries yesterday. We had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man as examples as well. So
Right.
I would choose
go for it.
I think I would choose Alan. But in the past,
So if we're going with nostalgic superheroes or I guess superpowers, I always liked the Alex Mack.
Alex Mack.
Alex
Great
Mack.
answer.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah,
I would
loved
be,
Alex Mack.
Yeah.
I would be
Good one.
Stuart Little.
I'd be Void Styles.
Ooh.
That's good.
There we go.
Wasn't he bad?
I-
Yeah,
Wasn't
he's
bad.
Was bad. That's a villain.
Yeah, Crystal. I want to be
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
Bad.
I would be. I'd be David Bowie.
He
He was
counts.
definitely magic.
Noticed or not?
Such a good answer. He's a mythical creature.
Yeah, David
Yeah.
Bowie. As soon as he died, the world kind of went nuts.
Yeah.
I hope Holland's
I'm
alright.
not saying he had anything to do with that, but that he held the fabric of the universe together. But he did, maybe.
I agree. No, I mean, he was a magical being. And let's not let Kylan's selection get overshadowed. He picked Stuart Little,
Yes.
the mouse.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Stuart Little
There's
is
reasons.
awesome.
There's reasons. Because
Stuart
I
awesome.
recently got 2 guinea pigs. Their names are Frank and Morty. They don't like me that much. They like run away, so I give them their space. But like maybe if I was Stuart Little, maybe they would like.
Sure, pets.
Maybe I'd be homies with them. Even though Stuart Little's not a guinea pig, but you know, it's like same family. So
That's okay.
the first
Well,
Yeah.
thank you all so much for being here. We love the series. You can go back, watch it for the 3rd or 4th time. If you're watching this later and you've never seen Teen Wolf, it is the perfect time to binge a fun, amazing supernatural series. I want to give everyone just one quick moment to kind of go around the room, give a shout out. Again, we have hundreds and thousands of fans around the world that are currently watching this because of the impact you had on them. They all want to know about season 7, which I know we may not be at liberty to discuss, but I guess what I would just love to hear from you all is just a shout out to the fans, and then if you would be excited about returning to the world of Teen Wolf as a personally, we can keep the business side out of it, but personally, if you would return to that world, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. So everyone wants to kick it
I'm
off.
not sure how I would be able to return to the world of Teen
That's
Wolf.
true.
But if there's a will, there's a way. I'd certainly be interested. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for just again your loyalty. And I hope everyone's doing well and can find a great message if they watch. If not, then it's a nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
It's just fun to think where our characters would be, because obviously we can't control if we'd have a season 7 or not.
Sure.
But I've always had this idea that Malia would just, this is dumb, this is honest, I don't know why I'm
No, you got to say
just
it.
like work in a prison as like a prison guard. That's just a fun little fantasy picture visual we could have with that one.
Prison
That's
guard
fine
is
with
so
her.
perfect.
You could let out her aggression there
Yes.
inappropriately, but she would do the right thing and just and not.
That's great.
I would probably
I
say, can you guys hear me okay?
You can.
I would probably say, I said that like, Lydia and Styles probably like open a detective agency or like competing detective agencies.
Cool.
But, I've said this before a few weeks ago that I think Shelly heard, like, I think hopefully Lydia would be solving the COVID vaccine. That's probably what she would be doing and trying to run for president before she was 35, before it was legal. I think that's what Lydia would be working on if there was a season 7.
I think I think I said this before at the point that I would be maybe retired. I don't know. And maybe Stein would be coming in to take my place at the Beacon Hills Sheriff Department. And I'd be hanging out at home and helping him out and then hanging with Melissa when she came home. And then the kids would come over, Scott and Styles, and we'd have a family night. And that'd be what I'd be doing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would love to rejoin the story of Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Just continue that, and it definitely changed me. And I love the people. Well, I still love the people, but working there was just an experience that you can't get again. And it would be a dream for that to happen. So yes, and just to be clear, you said like quick shout out, sign off type thing. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to thank everybody like who's like signed on. And everyone who's like rewatched the show, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just practicing something. Just follow your joy. And if that's watching Teen Wolf again, if that's painting, if that's like whatever it is, like just follow that, and it'll make you just a better person, and the earth will be a better place. So just follow your joy, man. And we'll all be good, be okay. You know?
Nice, dude.
Thanks, Colin.
Coming in with those wise words.
Got to, man.
Right? Hey, I just wanted to toss out one thing that be, first of all, everybody out there, be safe, be well, be healthy, and thanks for tuning in. And secondly, I talked to Jeff. I was talking to him actually last night, and he was talking about Teen Wolf, and we were talking about this thing today, and he goes, they kept wanting me to write a supernatural show. And he goes, and all I kept wanting to write was a show about best friends.
Wow.
And he did, and it's like all of this came from that.
Very cool. Very cool. If you're watching at home or watching later, if that doesn't give you chills, we don't know. You're not a human. That is awesome. Well, thank you all so much once again. A big round of emojis, everybody, for this amazing cast. Let's hear it for them one more time for Crystal Reed, Kylan Rambo, Lyndon Ashby, Shelly Hennig, Victoria Morales, and joining via car, Colin Roden, everybody.
Wow.
Hey. So nice seeing you guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, fans, they are heading out of these calls to take a little break and then head to their one-on-one Zoom meeting rooms. If you've got one of those purchased, you can head to that link now. You'll be greeted by a waiting room. Just hang tight there, and a moderator from Wizard World will be with you shortly. If you haven't purchased them, they're still on sale for the next 10, 15 minutes or so, so definitely take advantage of that, especially if you have more specific questions or more specific shout-outs that you'd like to give to that amazing cast and those amazing actors. You can purchase those at wizardworldvault.com, or you can just, wizardworldvirtual.com, or you can just scroll down on Twitch, and the link is there when you click on the cast of Teen Wolf. We also have autographs and video recorded messages for those that are participating. Those will be available for the next few days, so take advantage of that. And again, another shout out to all our amazing artists and vendors out there, specifically Misty Mountain Gaming. They are raising some money via Indiegogo, but also providing you with some awesome 20-sided die, the full sets, once-in-a-lifetime bone dice, solid layered bone dice, handmade. And they're all very unique. So their link is underneath me as well on Twitch. I will also throw their link in the chat. So keep an eye out for that. Shout out to Kylan for giving them some love as well. We appreciate him for that. Check out the Wizard World Vault. I mentioned that for memorabilia. There's a ton of Teen Wolf stuff up there right now. So if you want to take a look at that, that's at wizardworldvault.com. You'll also find fun things from past virtual experiences and past conventions. If you had fun today, oh boy, we have some amazing panels coming up next. Tomorrow we are talking in the morning to the cast of Perfect Strangers and then the cast of Pretty Little Liars in the afternoon. Next week, we've got some major announcements coming up. Already announced are the cast of LA Law and the cast of Marvel's Runaways. But stay tuned, y'all, because we're about to make another exciting announcements. Originals, legacies, Krypton, all kinds of fun stuff. To continue to follow us at Wizard World on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow me. My name is Mike G, but my handle is at Mike G Does Things on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you'd like to submit a question for these panels prior to them. We love you all. Thank you all so much for watching from around the world. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'm going to sign off here. I did say the originals. I said the originals. Keep looking for it. It's coming up. We haven't announced it officially yet, but it is in the works. And as I mentioned, I'll hang out in the chat, but I'll be signing off here to answer any questions. So again, on behalf of Wizard World Virtual Experiences, I've been your host, Mike G. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.
The stuff you carry in your bag, and dicing was a big thing back in the Middle Ages and ancient times even. So my idea was like, we're already making square ones for people's pouches. Like, I think there might be a wider gaming thing here using polyhedrals for D&D and role-playing games and things like that.
Most of the bone dice on the market are chunks of bone that have been put into a resin.
Yeah, crammed into a cold cast resin. instead of machined or faceted by hand. And really what they call bone dice is they're just putting crap in the same plastic dice that you buy from any other place and charging a premium price for it.
But one of the nice things about a dice set like this that's different from a plastic set of die that you're paying, you know, $6 or $10 for, is that every single dice set you get is going to be one of a kind piece.
And that being natural tissue, they will absorb the oils in your hands, and they will become organically like a part of you. Your DNA and your oils will be on those dice and will absorb into the bone, and the bone will gather more luster and more warmth as it ages. Some of the other Kickstarters and Indiegogo stuff I've seen, their biggest problem is somebody sits down in the garage and they come up with this beautiful product, and it took them 30, 40 minutes at best, and they turn around and they put it up there and it's sexy and it's beautiful, and they turn around and there's no scalability. And if you don't have scalability, you're basically just making a specialty product that you're going to disappoint your investors with. We're not going to have that problem. We could scale up to 1 million if we needed to.
The leather dice bag that we're pairing with the dice set is made by a Marine Corps veteran that lives in Roanoke, Virginia. He does the leather crafting to help with his PTSD. Both of us are vets. I was in the Air Force and
Army, 9 years.
Yeah, and so you know, military is very near and dear to us. A lot of the people that are involved with my company are prior service. Yeah, so we're going to do the bone mugs as well, and we're going to do the horn mugs, and so the horn mugs will be done at a much cheaper price than what you would get them at, like at a con.
And this is not just a regular horn mug. It's got a base, it's got a plug, and it's got a wood plug on the inside, and they're all sealed up. And they can hold coffee, hot coffee. Most mugs can't hold hot stuff, and this has got a triple seal on it.
Right.
So it's not going to leak, and we'll guarantee it against that too. Being a vet, I think it's real important that we give back to the community.
Yellow Ribbon Program is a program that veterans or you know, service members that are about to deploy, and then they go through their deployment and they come home. The Yellow Ribbon Program helps them prepare for their deployment mentally and physically, and then when they come home, they're there for like family assistance and stuff to help try to prevent or take care of some of the PTSD issues that veterans face when they're going through some of those things, and also like their spouses. And it's a really great organization. So we're going to try to give back some to that organization as well. And then Alex has a great
one of my favorite charities is we donate a water buffalo to a poor family. And that sounds crazy. You're giving them a water buffalo, but it actually increases their family. Instead of having to hand plant, they can increase their cultivation by a factor of 10, which is really the limiting factor. They can feed their kids the high protein water buffalo milk, which helps develop their brains. They can use the dry dung to heat their homes and also fertilize their fields. So it really takes a poor family in Indonesia and Southeast Asia and raises them into the middle class.
So the Kickstarter is launching on May 20th. That's our date that we're hoping to launch. It's going to coincide
Indiegogo
or Indiegogo. It could be whichever one we end up going with. But we're looking at May 20th. It's going to coincide with a big Comic-Con event, a digital event for Wizard World. And then our anticipation is that the first 1,000 sets will be ready sometime shortly after the Kickstarter is finished.
We've already set up the production line.
Right. Everything, unlike other Kickstarters in the past where the product is 3 or 4 years down the road and it hasn't shipped yet, you're not going to have that with our Kickstarter. Because we have the ability to scale, we can deliver the product in a timely manner. Had the coronavirus situation not happened, we would have been able to ship them out right away. Hopefully that still happens.
Yeah, I actually believe in this enough that I mortgaged my house to set up the production. The money that we make from this product is going to get plowed back into the production of new and more and better products, so that we can make this an ongoing concern. So we're really looking towards the future.
We really want to bring a great product to market that hasn't been brought yet, and be given the chance to bring some really great things to the dice community in the future, and just provide an overall great experience, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a product where you're going to actually be able to do your role-playing game and actually have something that was actually a living thing in your hand, as something with a little bit of soul.
You can do the pre-orders on MistyMountainGaming.com, as well as the Kickstarter or Indiegogo, wherever we launch the platform. Either one is fine. So if you can't find it like on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, you can actually go direct to the website for MistyMountainGaming.com, and then you have a website for your custom orders
Yeah,
as well.
ValkyrieForge.com.